Former President Trump receiving support from black voters during a campaign stop in Detroit over the weekend. Take a listen to his message to Michigan.
Michigan was better off with Trump by a lot. You were doing great. Companies were moving back and the car companies weren't moving out. And Joe Biden and his cronies in Washington got rich by selling off Michigan jobs and selling out Detroit. That's what they did. The numbers are crazy. The food numbers, the energy numbers. Yet Joe Biden has no plan. He's got absolutely no plan. He doesn't even know what the word inflation means.
The former president reminding Michigan voters of Biden's devastating 1994 crime bill. Watch this.
Joe Biden still supports no cash bail and sanctuary cities. He's responsible for the deaths of countless African Americans from crime, and he also devastated black families in 1994 with the crime bill. Biden came up with that. Super predators, the black people have to remember when they go to vote. That was 1994 crime bill. Super predators, Joe Biden.
Meanwhile, a Detroit pastor praising Trump for visiting places he says Presidents Obama and Biden have never visited. Listen.
President Trump, I'm so humbled that you would be here. President Obama never came to the hood, so to speak, right? President Joe Biden, he went to the big NAACP dinner, but he never came to the hood. So thank you.
You know, Liz Peek, the Washington Post has an editorial out this morning. Mr. Biden should assume the polls are right, not wrong. He's got a polling problem, and he needs to admit it. And they talk about the swing states, like Michigan, that there was Donald Trump in front of the people. Yeah. President Biden in L.A. with a bunch of celebrities.
Well, Trump is going where people have feared to tread in the past, and particularly Republicans, and good for him, because it isn't just the swing states that are where he's doing very well. It's also with groups like black voters where historically Republicans have been way behind. And so obviously he's not going to win the black vote. I say obviously because the numbers are just daunting. But the reality is he's picking up a substantial share of that group, and also Hispanics, and also young people. These are core voter groups for Democrats. And when they see this, Cheryl, I think that Democrats are absolutely freaking out, because he is talking to the people in a way that they respond to. And, you know, guess what? Joe Biden cannot do that this time round. He won't do it. And so I think there's a good chance that Michigan again goes to the Republican candidate, goes to Donald Trump. Remember his famous line in 2016 to the black community, "What do you have to lose?" That's what he should be telling them again, because, you know, on education, on prices of food and things like that, on jobs, he delivered, and Joe Biden has not.
So, okay, look, I want to pick up on a couple of things that Liz went through, but basically those core constituencies, young voters, which you are of that generation, black people, Hispanics, increasingly they're calling it, and again, this is the Washington Post, they are Trump curious, and that basically that this is a candidate that, because they're so disillusioned, in particular for the economics of the Biden presidency, that they're going back to President Trump, or maybe for the first time they're looking at Donald Trump. They weren't maybe engaged in 2020.
Well, young people care that there's a future ahead for America. I mean, all people care that there's a future ahead for America, and specifically that they can make ends meet when it comes to the economy. And there's really a triple whammy going on for the economy right now. Number one, 25% or more of jobs being created are public sector jobs. So public sector jobs are not paying as much as private sector. They're not innovating as much as the private sector. You have this AI, second thing, you have the AI implementation, revolution kind of going on, taking jobs. And then number three, you have illegal immigrants coming in, taking jobs in these cities like Detroit. When you look at blue collar job areas like Detroit, like where I come from, specifically in Detroit, you have the auto manufacturers, Ford, GM, Stellantis. A lot of those jobs are being taken away because of the electric vehicle push by the Biden administration, right? All the government printing going on, all the government benefits going on. And then you also have the electric vehicles. A lot of these companies are losing money. They have to lay off people. So you have all these government programs coming in, you know, completely rocking the private sector, private markets, and it's taking jobs away.
Absolutely.
And a lot of young people are concerned about that.
Absolutely. And we're going to get into a lot of that during the show. You know,